All right, Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. We are just to the west of you, Coach, on the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go. 10 Lobo. I'm coming. They go.
They'll run on first down. Hickman. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Rodriguez off the play fake. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. It's a big play there for the Lions. 66 yards.
First down, Lions.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Rock it. Go. Ready.
Looking to throw. Rodriguez. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Hey, echo. Cut. Let's go.
To throw is Rodriguez. Operating from the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on third and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on fourth down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24.
4 down, easy. Come on, it's Sunday. Crash.
Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch time. Tight end right. 3 down. 5-0. Easy. Hey, stop.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he finds Howard complete. A gain of 6. There on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Switch.
Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
4 down. Easy.
On 3rd down, Winston. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches. And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going. Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Hickman. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation. Maybe just run up the middle? Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does. To throw on 3rd down, Rodriguez. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. The former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively. Here comes the Lions punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taking on the midfield logo. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Play fake. Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty. It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Ready, black 25. I'm scared. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Flip it. 3 down.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 30 big ones. I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one? That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Shift.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Black 26. I got you, pop. 6 guys. Wait. Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Winston. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Touchdown.
Chris Godwin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that. Forget the idea of flipping the field. They have now put themselves in a position to score points with that big-time return.
Here we go. 15, Ronnie. 15 line. Get that quarterback, D-line. Come. Deep grip.
Rodriguez now. Off play action. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Hey, Haywood. Watch the run. Step.
Now Rodriguez. From the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And his kick is good. And that will tie things up at 6-6. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Aaron Donald, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Winston. And he's going to go down again. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Third and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
And he'll take it on this side of midfield. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Here's Rodriguez. Off the play fake. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Ready.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 1st down, Hickman. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Hickman. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are able to regain the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 55.
Jameis to throw it. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Ready. Blue ready. Single. Easy. Hey, 27. Hey, even. Here we go. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Green, triple team. Get it on. Where we go?
To the air again with Winston. Forced out to his left. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. They'll throw again. Winston steps away to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fielded at the 20. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Mike's by 4. I'm on. Go. Hey, exit. 54's Mike. Check it. 5.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Silver. Go Mike 51. Let's go. It's time to crouch. Watch the curl.
From the gun, Winston. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Watch twist.
Throwing, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is
weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. This time, the extra point up and good, and that will tie things up at 13. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Hickman. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Back to throw. Rodriguez. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 39. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Looking to throw. Rodriguez. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, Hickman. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. This one from 48 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they have regained the lead. So it's his 3rd field goal now with the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. To throw, Winston. And Winston lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Check.
3rd and long for Winston. And Jameis is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep.
Run what
Put
you
your
do
foot
best.
on the gas.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Rodriguez, off play action. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. They'll try the left side. Hickman, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, That is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
55. They can't hang with us. 5-0. Sonic. Check. 55. Quit talking about it. Go.
On 2nd and 7, Winston. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Green, Timothy. Let's go.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Winston now. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Ready? Black 25. 55, Mike. Wild Bill. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Hey, stop. Sonic. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Man, that's track.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Pick 6 all day. Don't throw my side.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll run on 1st down. Hickman. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. Back now in Tampa. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Hickman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 7.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. I'm here all day. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Hey, there.
To throw is Rodriguez. Operating from the gun. Staying on his feet. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
It's just me and you. It's just me.
Rodriguez now off the play fake. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over.
Ready, Black 25 behind. 57. Tighten up.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. He's got a first. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Lions have recovered. Not the trend you wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
25 yards that time. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Check. Bam. Topper. SOS. He's coming.
Ready. On first down, Hickman. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
54. Mike 54.
Off the play fake, Rodriguez. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Watch the whip. Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, Foxtrot. Mike 5-4. Check. 54.
Back to throw. Rodriguez. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
36. Check 13.
Following the interception, Winston. That's caught by Howard. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
Hey, Orbit. Mike 54. Ready to go. Let's go. Get it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And it's 3rd down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game, possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Here comes the Lions punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Yannick Ngakoue, a milestone sack for him as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132.5. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now this throw caught left side. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Winston's pass complete to Mike Evans. He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down.
Check 9, check 8. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Big gas, it's a 6. Pull it, half.
Running right, Jones. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They'll run on 1st down. Hickman. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground. Hickman. Oh, he's got a little daylight. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Green, triple T. Check, crunch. Check 31. Let's go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. You were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
A second down throw for Winston. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Will Harris. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Lions, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly